Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Caden Kubler and welcome to Caden's Corner. As we wrapped up in Las Vegas, the Kansas City Chiefs reigned victorious again, and now we enter the long, grueling offseason. And for most fan bases whose teams weren't successful, our Super Bowl is in 2 months in the NFL Draft. Chicago's on the clock and all signs point towards a quarterback, and it's no surprise that Caleb Williams will more than likely be the #1 overall pick. He's currently the heavy betting favorite to go #1 overall, but what makes Williams so special at the quarterback position? By a lot of scouts and media, Caleb Williams has been regarded as one of the best prospects in NFL history, and it's really no surprise. In his 2 seasons at USC, he was the best player in college football, winning the Heisman Trophy in his sophomore season. He's also been widely regarded as the future #1 overall pick for the last 2 years. I'm not breaking any news here, but it is so hard to find major flaws in Williams' game. First of all, his arm talent is unbelievable. He's accurate at all 3 levels in the short game, intermediate, and deep game. He has incredible arm strength and makes 60-yard throws look effortless. Not to mention, he can pick you apart from inside the pocket, on the move, and from different arm angles. The modern NFL quarterback is a good pocket passer, but is also mobile. Caleb Williams checks both of those boxes with ease. And whether you like it or not, the quarterback that has terrorized the league for the past 6 seasons as a starter, Patrick Mahomes, is the new prototype. Scouts, GMs, and the media see Caleb Williams as Patrick Mahomes 2.0. In 2017, the Chicago Bears selected Mitchell Trubisky ahead of Patrick Mahomes. Will they make a similar mistake in this year's draft class? Enough waiting. Let's hop into the film and see what all of the hype is about. Caleb Williams is undeniably one of the best play extenders in college football, and with him, the play is truly never dead. First play here against Washington at home. USC is down 7 midway through the 3rd quarter. It's 4th and 1. The Trojans motion over their receiver, showing run in this short yardage situation. Ball is snapped. Caleb Williams tucks the ball and threatens a run, and you can tell because the running back sprints right to show that he might set the edge for Williams. You can also tell because the offensive line is in a play-action blocking set. As Williams tries to get outside of the pocket, number 91 blows up both blocks and immediately pressures him. Caleb spins back inside and has another rusher nearing. He quickly flips his hips like Shakira and throws a rope to the corner of the end zone. Watch the way he flips his entire body around while under pressure and throws this from the right hash all the way to the opposite pylon for a touchdown. That's some filthy stuff from number 13. Next play here, USC in the Coliseum against its rivals UCLA. Pre-snap, the Bruins defense shows blitz. Caleb comes up and audibles out of the play. UCLA drops out of their look and only rushes 3 defenders. Lucky for them, they have the luxury of having number 15, Leatu Latu, who will go top 10 in the draft. He eats the chip from the tight end and then splits the tackle and guard and forces Caleb Williams to evacuate out of the pocket. Right as he evades Latu, another defender is in his face. He pumps the brakes, swims back inside, and then breaks another tackle. Williams does all of this while keeping his eyes downfield. Now stop it right here. Most college quarterbacks are taking off with this without hesitation. Caleb, full speed on the run, generates an insane amount of torque and throws a dart to Zachariah Branch. Throwing on the run is hard enough for quarterbacks. As a righty, rolling to the left to be able to casually gun this ball in there is some impressive stuff. We'll head back to the Washington game for play 3. This is actually earlier in the drive from the first throw that we saw in this game. 2nd and 10 for the Trojans. Caleb is going to target Taj Washington in the slot running a deep over route. USC play actions off the run, and Williams is immediately pressured and has to move off of his spot. He can't fully roll out to the right because the other DN sets that edge. He steps up in the pocket while it's collapsing, finds some green grass, and delivers a strike to Washington over the middle. Throughout the year, Caleb Williams would make ridiculous throws like this that would go under the radar because he did it so often. He's not stepping into this throw. This is like a hop throw. A very underrated play from Williams here. Into the 4th play of the film breakdown. USC down 11 right before half against Cal. The Trojans come out in 11 personnel. That's 1 tight end and 1 running back, and they're showing a 2-by-2 formation. Cal defensively pre-snap is showing a 2-high look that they eventually drop into, manning up across the board with a QB spy on Caleb Williams. Offensively, USC is running a 4 verticals concept with seams from the slot receivers and a deep comeback from the far side receiver. Ball is snapped, and I want to point something out that is really hard to teach in the NFL, and that's feeling pressure and from not watching the pass rush. Caleb Williams shows a textbook example of what it looks like to feel pressure and make plays for his team. He gets to the top of his drop and is pressured from the edge. He casually just takes a step forward and avoids defender number 1. Then defender number 2 thinks that he's got him wrapped up, and Caleb Williams says, "I'm out of here." He sets up outside of the pocket and has all day to throw. He finds his tight end 30 yards down the field, doing a good job on the scramble drill, and gets his team inside the red zone. We'll head to Eugene, Oregon for play 5. USC is down 15 with a minute to go until halftime, around midfield trying to cut into this deficit. The Trojans are going quick and it affects the Ducks' ability to get fully set. Defensively, Oregon is playing a single high man blitz. On the other side, USC is in an empty look, running a crossers concept with the receivers running away from the DBs. Ball is snapped and the Ducks bring the pressure, and again, let's get to the end zone view here for something you might have missed. Watch Williams' eyes here. He is staring down this safety, allowing his receiver to get separation. He waits till the last minute, and look at this fadeaway jumper right here. Just a 35-yard casual toss to Taj Washington on this deep cross, picking up a huge play. Again, just another amazing play from Williams, that sidestep out of the pocket into a fadeaway bomb. Along with being an elite playmaker, play extender, and difference maker, Caleb Williams has an absolute bazooka of an arm. We'll head back over into the Coliseum against UCLA. Parental warning advisory. This is one of the nastiest throws I've ever seen. The Trojans are down 14-zip early in the second quarter, facing a 3rd and 10. USC offensively comes out at an empty look, and UCLA defensively is going to play a cover 1 blitz that they'll roll into. Ball is snapped, and as Williams hits the top of his drop, a massive gap is created up the middle, but he's not tucking it. He's hucking it 50 yards down the field, on the run, off platform, into the opposite hash with perfect accuracy. I mean, this throw drops right in the breadbasket of Brendan Rice for a touchdown. Let's check it out from the All-22 angle. He's winding up for this throw right now. His receiver has no separation and is about a half yard behind the DB. This might be the best Caleb Williams throw of the season. It's got anticipation. It's got the arm strength. It's got the accuracy. Oh, and he contorted his body all while scoring a touchdown. Midway through the season against 14th ranked Utah at home, USC down 2 scores with over a minute to go in the third. The Trojans are going to max protect off the play action here, blocking 7 guys. Utah is scrambling defensively, and Williams snaps this ball while they're still matching up. Williams takes his drop and sees Taj Washington create separation on this post. Williams throws a rocket 40 yards in the air to Washington for a big play. Now, I want to stop the tape and comment on a few things here. I'm not saying a 40-yard throw is a bazooka, but it's the way he threw it. If he bombs this down the field, putting a ton of air on it, the DB has the angle on it to make a play on this ball, but he lasers this in here, allowing his receiver to catch this before taking the hit. Great throw and a beautiful demonstration of Caleb Williams' arm strength. I want to stay in this game because he has a throw very similar to this last one we just saw. Halfway through the first quarter, 7-7 ball game, USC is going to do the same exact thing as last play. Max protect for Caleb and let him pick apart this defense. Ball is snapped. The Trojans block 7. Williams drops and does a great job of looking off this safety again to keep him on the left side of the field. He has a nice pocket to throw from and bombs this near 70-yard nuke to Taj Washington with ease. First of all, Caleb Williams doesn't get enough credit for manipulating defenders. We're seeing high-level stuff from this dude every play. Second of all, what a toss from number 13. He didn't put anything extra into the throw. That's just an everyday pitch and catch for him. Play number 9 here. This is really the knockout shot from USC. We're back to this Stanford game. The Trojans are up 35-3. First play of the drive, and USC is going to take a shot here. We're going to get a sluggo from Brendan Rice on the near side with curls from the 2 backside receivers. USC is hoping that the play action here or the slant from Rice will get this safety to bite up, leaving one-on-one coverage with him in the corner. Ball is snapped and USC play actions. The offensive line completely seals up the defensive front. Caleb Williams moves the pocket, and to his delight, he has a one-on-one with his guy and the Stanford DB. He loads up and launches a 55-yard bomb for a touchdown to Brendan Rice. He hits him perfectly in stride and shows off that arm strength. This play is eerily similar to the other touchdown I showed from Williams in this game. USC is just outside the red zone and is down a touchdown in the second half. The Trojans offensively are in a 2x2 formation, and they're going to run slot fades with the slot receivers. The outside receivers are both going to run 5-yard hitches. Washington defensively is playing a single high man-to-man look. Ball is snapped. Williams has a clean pocket. He looks right to manipulate this safety and has a one-on-one matchup with the fade. He puts this on a line, hits him on the back shoulder, and puts this in a place where only his receiver can get it and nobody else. What a pitch and catch for the touchdown. Let's check out the end zone angle to see Williams manipulate the safety. Ball is snapped, looking right. Boom, that ball is out and thrown perfectly. That's some elite stuff here from Williams. This last throw from Caleb Williams showed off his accuracy in the intermediate game. Play 11 is going to show some more of this dude's nasty deep ball accuracy. Back to the Cal game after halftime, the Trojans down 11 early in the third. The ball's on the right hash. Cal's going to play a too-high safety look. The far side receiver is going to run a go, and the tight end is going to run a post. So Caleb is reading the safety here. If he covers the streak, then Caleb zips the post. But if the safety takes the tight end, Caleb is taking a shot on the go ball. We'll start from the end zone angle so you can see what I'm talking about here. Ball is snapped, and Williams immediately is reading the safety. He ends up staying inside, so Williams opens up and throws the go ball. From the right hash all the way to the opposing sideline, Caleb Williams perfectly drops this throw in the bucket. Talk about arm strength and deep ball accuracy. This dude's got it. We'll stay in Berkeley for this next throw. Right out of halftime, USC up a field goal. First play of the drive. The Trojans are going to motion their running back, and the Cal linebacker goes with him, showing they're in a man-to-man look. Cal defensively is going to play a cover one man here. USC on the offensive side of the ball is going to run a snag concept, which is a corner from the slot receiver and a hitch from the outside receiver. Ball is snapped. Caleb surveys the left side of the field where the action is happening. Cal does a really good job of covering this, and Williams has to wait to the last possible second to release this pass. But off his back foot, he throws a dime over the shoulder and puts it right in the bucket. From the other angle, he's not able to step into this throw, and this is a beautiful throw from the opposite hash to outside the numbers. This is a perfectly placed pass here from Caleb Williams. Back to the Stanford game. At this point, it's a bloodbath, and Williams is going to get pulled at halftime. The Trojans are up 42-3, 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. USC was just dominating Stanford's DBs all game long. They were getting them in one-on-one coverage, and Caleb would just pick his matchup. On this play, he's going to target the far side matchup with the DB playing press man. The quick play action poke pulls the safety up, and Williams throws the nicest back shoulder fade you've ever seen. Final good throw I'll show from this Cal game, but this is a super underrated accurate throw from Caleb Williams. Early in the first quarter, USC is up a field goal, 1st and 10 from midfield. USC is going to go back to their play action to max protects for Williams here. The problem is that when the ball is snapped, the end is one-on-one against a tight end who manhandles him into Caleb's lap. Williams stays calm, jumps back into the collapsing pocket, and rifles a ball to Taj Washington. Now, normally looking at this throw, you might question, well, the receiver got killed here. How is that a good throw from the quarterback? Let's check the All-22 angle and see how truly high level this throw is. Stop the tape here. You can see when Williams climbs back into this pocket, he has him open. If he throws it to him in stride, this safety is barreling down on him and will blow him up. Caleb, by zipping this in behind him, slows the receiver down in open space, allowing him to brace himself a little bit so that he's able to catch this pass. This is a bullet of a pass to make up for the pressure throwing off the timing. Great underrated throw from number 13. What makes so many of the fans and people in the media get excited about Caleb Williams is because of his flashy plays that resemble Patrick Mahomes. The way he's able to throw on the run, off platform, and contort his body is next level. Play 15 here against Colorado, one of the most hyped up football games I've seen in a long time. USC is up a touchdown early in the first quarter, facing a 3rd and 4. Colorado defensively is showing pressure, putting 6 guys on the line of scrimmage. The Trojans are in a 5 wide when the ball is snapped. Colorado does a good job of taking away Williams' first read on the out route and then on the dig from Brendan Rice. But this is when Caleb Williams gets so dangerous and he's able to improvise. Colorado's only bringing 3, so Williams escapes out of the pocket, and these USC receivers know that when he escapes, they better find green grass. Williams rolling to his left on the run, flips those hips and throws a rope to Taj Washington. He's able to do the rest and he finds the end zone. Plays like this are what gets scouts and teams so excited when you have a quarterback who can make something out of nothing. We'll head to South Bend against Notre Dame in what was Caleb Williams' worst game of the season, but this throw here was insane. USC deep here in the red zone, down 18 points late in the fourth quarter. The Trojans are in an empty formation, and the Notre Dame defense is manned up across the board. Ball is snapped, and Williams has nowhere to go with this ball, and the pocket is collapsing fast. Williams has to shield himself from the offensive lineman, then tries to leave out the back, but the other rusher sets the edge, preventing him from escaping. So he then climbs back up in the pocket, has to take off. Through the left side, has two defenders bearing down on him from both sides. Williams then contorts his body, flips those hips, and hits rights for a touchdown. All around great pocket presence from Williams as he's able to avoid multiple defenders and convert this play for a touchdown. Yes, we're back in this Stanford game for another ridiculous Caleb Williams highlight. USC is up 28-zip early in the second quarter, ball in the 19 inside the red zone for the Trojans. USC is back in an empty formation against the zone look from the Cardinals defense here. Ball is snapped and Caleb has his first read here, not sure why he didn't pull the trigger. He continues to survey in a very clean pocket, but nothing's there. Now he's going to activate his ability to extend the play. He rolls out to the right while keeping his eyes downfield. Searching, missile to the back of the end zone for a touchdown. His ability to throw on the run and turn his whole body is ridiculous. There were so many times he made plays like this throughout the year that I could only pick a few to show you guys. We're on to play 18, and I really thought this play flew under the radar from Williams, and it's up there as one of the most impressive throws of the season. USC was down 8 points with 6 minutes to go in the game. They're facing a 3rd and 4, and Williams sells out to keep the drive alive. The Trojans are in a 5-wide formation here, and they catch the Utes defense sleeping, and they snap the ball before they're set. Utah is still able to do a really good job of covering these quick routes at the first down marker. Some pressure starts to get home, so Williams does what he does best. He navigates the pocket and rolls out to the left. Has two defenders bearing down on him. I'm going to slow it down here so you guys can see this. He flips his hips and torso, throws this ball behind the defender's head, and puts it right on the receiver for a toe tap first down. This throw is all sorts of filthy and might be his best throw of the year, with the importance of picking up this first down, keeping the play alive, then rolling left full speed and putting this right on the money. Along with all of the good stuff that he can do with his arm, I really don't think he gets enough credit for how good he is with his legs and how mobile of a quarterback he is. Play 19 here, back to this Stanford game, early in the first quarter, 0-0 ball game. Caleb Williams and the USC offense are doing a read option. Williams is reading the end here. If he crashes on the running back, Williams is going to pull it and take off. But if the end doesn't crash and stays, then he hands the ball off. Ball is snapped and the end crashes on the handoff. Williams follows his blockers, coasts on the sideline, and tells the final defender, "You better hit the weight room, little boy. I'm not going out of bounds," and plows him over for a touchdown. Next play here, back to the Utah game, USC in the red zone. 1st and 10, down 5 points, in need of a touchdown. USC comes out in a 5-wide, and this is a designed quarterback draw. The tackle pulls, and Caleb Williams runs through that massive alley that the O-line created. He sees some space on the outside, makes a man miss, and gets in the end zone for 7. Caleb Williams showing off the elusiveness and doing a good job of following his blocks. Play number 21 here in the Washington game. USC is down 35-28 early in the third quarter. The Huskies are going to play a cover 1 man defensively. USC on the other side is going to run a play action that Washington does a really good job of covering. Time starts to run out here for Caleb, but this is when he improvises. He hits this D lineman breathing down his neck with a spin move into a high step to force the first missed tackle. He's got green grass for days in front of him, but if you think he's going out of bounds, you have the wrong idea. Oh my goodness, I'll take those ankles and pick up the first down. This dude really doesn't get enough credit for how shifty he is. With all of the good that Caleb Williams brings, there are also some bad plays and times where you scratch your head. With many of the great quarterbacks in the NFL, like Patrick Mahomes, he's learned to have the great playmaking traits and the crazy arm angles, but he's evolved into a game manager, and he's rarely going to turn the ball over, and he checks the ball down when he needs to, and I definitely think that comes with time and game reps, but it's worth looking at and noting. We'll start in the Washington game here. Tie ball game, 28 apiece, a little over a minute to go before halftime. 1st and 10, first play of the drive here for the Trojans. The running back is going to motion out of the backfield to create an empty look. USC offensively is going to run something quick, pick up a few yards to keep the clock running, but get the drive started. Ball is snapped and the Huskies bail out of their pressure. Williams looks right to his first read and has Washington over the hitch wide open in front of him. He's staring him down but doesn't throw this ball. He then retreats and takes a sack and fumbles, setting up Washington inside the red zone. Just a bad play overall, not taking the easy pitch and catch and turning the ball over. Next play here over to the Colorado game from earlier. USC is up 14 with 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. USC motions out of the 2x2 into a 3x1 and no one follows him, showing that Colorado is in a zone. Colorado shows blitz, but only brings 4 when the ball is snapped. Caleb looks right and has a man wide open out of his break, but he holds onto the ball looking for the big play and takes a sack. If Williams gets this ball out right away, this receiver is going to have a chance to pick up the first down after the catch. It's easier to dig yourself out of bad sacks in college against defenses than it is in the NFL. Stuff like this will really hurt him at the next level. Back over to this Washington game. Williams had some great plays, but I also think he left a lot of meat on the bone here. First quarter 7-7 ball game, 2nd and 8 here for the Trojans. USC offensively is in a 2x2 formation, running streaks with the outside receivers and hitches with the slot receivers. Ball is snapped and Washington is going to simulate pressure with their linebackers. Williams feels the heat and throws it up for Rice on the outside, falling incomplete. But if you look back, Williams is going to have both of his quicks wide open. As a quarterback, if you're under pressure, those quick routes or hot routes are your best friend, and 13 missed them here. Final play from this Washington game for the film breakdown. USC down 3 points late in the fourth quarter. They face a 3rd and 13 outside the red zone. The Trojans are back in their favorite 5-wide formation, and they're max protecting Williams back there. Ball is snapped and these receivers get strapped. There is nowhere to go with this ball downfield. At this point, you take your check down and see another play. The running back's going to leak out and be wide open. If Caleb hits him right here, he picks up this first down. Instead, he takes a very costly sack that takes him out of field goal range and they lose this ball game. We're on to play 26 here, back in this Utah game, who had one of the better defenses in the country this season, and Williams played pretty well against them. Same type of situation as a few plays ago. Tie ball game, 1 minute to go before halftime, and USC is starting a potential 2-minute drill to get points before the intermission. The Trojans offensively are going to run a switch with the receivers on the near side. Ball is snapped and the pressure gets home fast, and there's definitely a chance at the deep ball if there's time, but Williams scrambles around and has to throw it away. You can see that right when he hits the top of his drop, he's going to have a flat wide open that he doesn't hit. That's the difference between a 3rd and long and a 3rd and short. Another problem that ties into him needing to be more of a game manager is at times Caleb Williams is very reckless with the football, and that's to be expected when you're making all these crazy plays that he makes, but sometimes it really costs him and his team. We'll start in this Cal game where Williams had an insane day, but he definitely got away with a few bad throws that could have really hurt them. 24 seconds left before the half. USC at midfield facing a 3rd and 11. The Trojans offensively are going to run a mesh concept against Cal's man-to-man cover 2 look. Ball is snapped and Williams is pressured immediately. He relocates outside of the pocket and has the drag wide open with the defender 10 yards away because he got caught up in the action. Instead, he goes back over into the middle of the field into double coverage and almost throws a pick. With how much of a speedster Washington is, he easily picks up a first down and gets them into field goal range. This is ultimately a big miss here from Williams and a straight up reckless throw. We'll go back to this Colorado game here for play number 28. Now, USC was dominating up 21, and this play really turned the tide and made it interesting late. But the Trojans have a 1st and 10 here, late third quarter. Ball is snapped, USC is going to go into that play action, and Caleb Williams is a defender with a clear path to him. He does a great job of avoiding this sack here. He gets outside of the pocket and launches a prayer that comes up short and gets picked off. Now, if we replay this, when Williams gets outside of the pocket, he's going to have Brendan Rice streaking over the middle of the field. He's also going to have his check down wide open, who has a ton of green grass ahead of him, and it also keeps that clock running. Just an errant throw overall from Williams here that almost cost them in the end. Play number 29 in the final play of this film breakdown. Notre Dame's defense did a really good job of getting after Caleb Williams this game. He ended up having 3 interceptions, and this play was one of them. USC is down 2 touchdowns with a little under 4 minutes to go in the half. It's 2nd and 10, and the Irish are bringing the house. Ball is snapped, Caleb Williams goes into the play fake and is under immediate duress. He's able to get outside of the pocket, and there's simply nothing open here. Just throw it out of bounds and live to see another down. Instead, he forces it inside and gets picked off by the underneath defender. Notre Dame was all over this play, and you've got to throw it out of bounds here. Stuff like this will get you pulled fast in the NFL and will put you out of ball games quickly. After breaking down and watching this All-22 film from Caleb Williams, it's no wonder why he's regarded as one of the best prospects in NFL history. He can make any throw, from inside the pocket, outside the pocket, he has elite arm strength, and is very mobile. The only major flaw in his game is not being a game manager, and that's pretty ironic with all the negative chatter we heard about Brock Purdy being associated with a game manager this year. If Caleb Williams can be more consistent with checking the ball down and not being so reckless with the football at times, I believe he absolutely has all the tools to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. The only thing I didn't touch on was the supposed off-the-field issues that the media is overhyping, in my opinion. He reportedly wants equity in whatever team that drafts him, which has been banned in the NFL. The media didn't like his body language when he was losing, he paints his fingernails with explicit language, and people made up rumors that he didn't want to be drafted by Chicago, which is false. The media will push narratives to get clicks, and that's what we're seeing right now. When you have a player like Caleb Williams with such few flaws in his game on the field, the media will use whatever they can find off the field to write negative stuff about. Right now, we're seeing draft fatigue from Caleb Williams, and I think we'll see it for the next 2 months because this dude has been the projected #1 overall pick for the last 2 years now. Caleb Williams will be a bona fide star in the NFL, and Chicago would be foolish not to select him with the #1 overall pick. I'm Caden Kubler, and that's my take.